1:24.6. Now, this isn't a race. This is qualifying.
No, but I'm telling you, Tommy's going to be a force tomorrow. He has been quick here all weekend. Next to Chris Dyson, I would bet you that Tommy has the next most laps here, because Tommy has done a ton of historic TA racing here as well.
Yeah. And Adam going long into the Mission Foods corkscrew, so he'll probably abandon that lap as Tommy Dreese comes in pretty happy with where he's
bringing the
at.
trench shoring number 8 to pit lane.
So Brent Cruz at the top with a 122.3. 123.2 is Paul Menard. Tommy Dreese, 124.6.
And Cruz is on pit lane as well.
Chris Dyson moved to second, a 122.5.
Speaking of Mario Andretti, one year we were here for the 500cc Grand Prix Motorcycle World Championship, and Mario, being a huge motorcycle fan, came out and got on one of the Kenny Roberts 500 Grand Prix bikes in his IndyCar suit and helmet, and he put that, he ran laps quick enough to be about the middle of the field.
Wow, that's crazy. It's Amy Ruman, that beautiful Mick Nichols Valley Automotive Group, two-time champion Amy Ruman.
Love the C7 look on the car. It's a great body design.
Coming down Mission Foods corkscrew. That is a pretty car, but Brent Cruz and Chris Dyson back on track, as is Adam Andretti. But that 23 red Corvette McNichols Chevrolet, that's a beautiful car.
Really is.
When I started with Trans Am, it was mostly Corvettes, and now it's almost she's the last.
Well, it's a challenge with Corvette moving to the mid-engine design, which does not fit into the concept of the Trans Am category.
So this is, I haven't seen this before. Everybody went out there and did a flyer. They came in, they're allowed to make a few adjustments, and then they went back out to look like they're doing another flyer. So either they're seeing something in the tires and the pavement that the tire wear is going to be fine, or nobody's happy with their flyer.
Well, the sun is actually poking through a little bit too. Maybe they're just looking for as much data as they can possibly get, because this might be closer to the conditions tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, you know what? That's smart, Ralph, because we basically took a practice session away from them just due to time and just so they're trying to get as much information as they can. But Chris Dyson now at the top with a 122.2, just a tenth of a second ahead of Brent Cruz.
And Menard is on pit lane. And Paterick is on pit lane.
Chris Dyson did not improve that lap.
Here comes Menard again. He's got that Pittsburgh Paints and Stains number 3 rolling.
Yeah, I haven't seen this before. I haven't seen them, this many cars come in, make an adjustment, and go back out after their flyer.
It's been basically everybody.
Yeah.
Just about everybody has done that.
Tommy Dreese just did a 123.3. So we are the top 4 within a second of each other. Brent Cruz did not improve on his 122.3. I'm trying to look at the body language of Chris Dyson's car to figure out if he's trying to do a flyer. Doesn't look like he's running the aggressive line, so I think he's just coming in.
Yeah, he didn't really come aggressively out of the bottom of the corkscrew there.
So he's, that's him kind of coasting in.
Yep.
Let's see if he comes into pit lane or if he's going to try to get another flyer. He's behind his somewhat teammate.
He's moved on to the pit lane.
Okay. So Chris Dyson right now, our preliminary pole winner, That's such a dangerous entrance of pit lane. He almost high centered there. You can see his crew bringing him in. Look at that smile on Chris Dyson.
A Jim Weed Mustang.
And I always try to look at the body language. They're like, well, we need something, but it's not in the set. Oh, he wants to look at tire pressures, tire temperatures. They're not in a hurry. They're feeling pretty good about the car, and I don't think we're going to see Chris back out. I think they're pretty happy with the 122.2. See what Andretti does now. Andretti's body language is showing a flyer.
Yeah, he's working pretty hard at it.
Brent Cruz back to the top, Ralph.
Yep.
Now we'll see if Dyson's really happy about that, because it's a 121.8.
Man,
he is stole it.
That's a smoking lap, isn't it? 121.8.
Yes. The Weaver race cars. Pancho Weaver from your area.
Yeah.
Unbelievable builder. I hope you get a chance, if you're here, go look at the interior of that car. Pancho forgets that he's building a race car, because the interior, the welds, everything is so perfect on that car.
Pancho will build you a good hot rod, won't he?
Yes. Brent Cruz, fantastic racer, was leading today's Cube 3 Architecture TA2 Series and is out there going to be running TA as well. Right now at the top of the leaderboard. His body language shows he's coming in. But Paul Menard and Tommy Dreese back out there. Looks like they're going to try to get one more in. So Brent Cruz showing he's coming in. Let's try to find Paul Menard and Tommy Dreese at about turn 3 right now.
Yeah, maybe they pull each other around here.
Yeah. If Dreese's smart, he's going to try to stay behind him. Pinteric. What hustle, though, for Pinteric and Adam Andretti to still be out here after what we saw. Pinteric, I don't want to glorify this in any way, but he got higher in a TA car than I've ever seen. So just to have him here with us is awesome. And then to be back out. And that's just the no quit of Kreider Racing and David Pinteric, Ave Riley, to put him back in this car. Yeah. Currently running 6th. Just one of the nicest people on our paddock is David Pinteric. And I heard, I don't know if they want me to say this, but I think it's a neat story. I heard from Adam that after the wreck happened last weekend, he could hear David, Adam, are you okay? Adam, please answer me. Are you okay? Because they're good friends. Yeah. And Adam finally, is shutting everything down. He's like, yeah, I'm fine, David. And then David could finally breathe a sigh of relief,
It was a scary moment for everybody.
It was, yeah. And that's just kind of the family camaraderie atmosphere that we have here. Ooh, smoking them going into Mission Foods.
Sure did. But you know what? It's also a tribute to how well built these cars are and the safety features that are incorporated into the modern Trans Am car, that they could take such a wild ride, and both of those drivers walked away. Amy Ruman is on pit lane.
Now what Pinteric is doing is smart. Same with Ruman. These Pirelli P0s, they really don't go away. And sometimes our fastest laps are the last lap of the race. So he's out there just getting seat time. He's going to just take this, be happy with where he is, but he's not used to running out here on the West Coast. He hasn't been to these tracks very often, so he's just going to get seat time. It's a new car to him, so I applaud what the team is doing. And who wouldn't want a few
extra
empty laps at Laguna Seca? Yeah.
I'd be all up for that.
So it's Brent Cruz, P1, Chris Dyson. This is preliminary. Chris Dyson, P2, Paul Menard, P3, Tommy Dreese, P4, Amy Ruman and David Pinteric and Adam Andretti. Not in that order. My race monitor just went out. I think it goes Adam Andretti, Amy Ruman, David Pinteric. 900 laps are not remaining. Oh man, my mission markers. They took 2 of them out.
That could have been just about any point in time today.
Yeah. Dave and I were out here this morning at 6 a.m. putting those up, and we were both like, they're not going to make it to the end of the day, so we're coming back tomorrow morning to put them back up.
That's the top of the hill there, the corkscrew. Looking off to the east, the southeast actually. And a look down the Ray Hall straight to the right, back down the hill towards turn 6. All right, we're going to step away just for a minute. We got more racing coming up. In fact, one of Ben's favorite races. Group 8 getting ready to go out here at Laguna Seca. Stay with us and come on back to the Monterey Peninsula after this.
Yes. Hon, the WeatherTech's here.
WeatherTech is the ultimate protection for your vehicle. Laser measured floor liners, no drill mud flaps, cargo liner, bump step, seat protector, and cup phone.
What about my car?
WeatherTech.
Hawk Performance packs 100 years of friction dynamics into every product. Backed by Carlisle Brake and Friction, the world's premier innovator of industrial brake and friction components, Hawk leverages R&D tools and motorsports experience to deliver uncompromising performance on the street. There's no reason to settle for less. Choose pads that are race-proven and street legal. Find the Hawk Performance brake dealer near you at hawkperformance.com.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance, priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
Well, Ralph, we're back. TA Cup, XGT, SGT, and GT. But I'm hearing from the comments, Anthony Jones, thanks for keeping us honest. Yes, a new track record. Stephanie was able to help me out. She's sitting over here next to us in timing and scoring. She says he scored a 121.810. So a new track record, a 121 for Brent Cruz. Now we've got our TA Cup cars. We're seeing all kinds of new things here this weekend, Ralph.
It's been a great weekend for cool new things and aggressive racing. And that track record in TA, boy, they've been knocking that down all weekend long, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. Yeah. So we've got Ken Sutherland out there, Cowboy John Moore, Ken Twaits, Jim Guthrie, Thorne, and Moore are in TA Cup. You can see the orange scoring. I like the orange and the different colors. Then Chris Coffey, the blue, is in GT in his Maserati. Josh Carlson is in SGT, Super GT. And then that light blue is Xuan Xin, who we saw with us at Sonoma in that Lamborghini. And he'll be out with IGT as well. And then Koos is in the Super GT of the Porsche. Colin Cohen in a Maserati GT class. Found out at Sonoma that Josh Carlson there in the blue car is actually a door dasher. So I'm like, we got to get you in touch with DoorDash. I think they'd like to know that one of their dashers is a professional race car driver. They should be on the side of his car, and I bet you he can deliver food faster than anybody.
I bet you're right.
So Ken Sutherland from Sherwood, Oregon. Very fast driver. TA2 driver, always kind of right there with us. TA2 Western the last couple years, runner-up, right there at the top. Right now, none of these are the flyers yet, but he's a 140.6. So what do you think we're going to see, Ralph? Think we're going to be into the 136s, 135s with these TA Cups?
I'll tell you what, I think it's possible the way the times have been dropping all day long here in this weekend. I think that is very, very possible.
Right now, Chris Coffey in the GT Maserati with a 138.8. But the Maserati is going to come to itself quicker than these Cup cars that we're seeing here. But there's Jim Guthrie, who raced, I believe he started 3 Indy 500s. He won the IndyCar race at Phoenix. So he has a lot of racing under his belt. And he won the race with us at Sonoma in TA Cup. So right now, he's the one to beat. Now, I will say, Ken Sutherland thought the 2 cars were a lap behind, and as a gentleman, he let them by, and they weren't a lap behind. And they did a pass-through to go to the back. And so Ken Sutherland actually got punished for doing what he thought was the right thing. I hate that. But he won't do that again, I promise you. Ken Sutherland on top with a 131. So yes, they definitely are going to beat that. A 131.098. There's John Moore in the number 27. Cole Moore now on the top with a 129.5. That is John's son, who also raced in TA2 with us. This TA Cup, it's Chris Evans came to us maybe 4 or 5 years ago with this crazy idea. 2-frame chassis, big NASCAR motor that's a little bit restricted, unlike the TA cars. TA2 body, so it's kind of an amalgam. Took kind of the best things of TA2, the best things of TA, and combined them. And this class is rapidly growing. There's probably your favorite car out there, right? The Lamborghini?
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
You know, I have to give a shout out. We had some spectators there. Spectators today woke up to absolutely terrible weather. So for the spectators and the amount of spectators that have come out here to the Mission Foods Laguna Seca Speed Tour, we applaud you. Hardcore racing fans, because the weather has not been ideal.
No, it has. It's not bad out there right now. Light breeze, not a heavy breeze, but a light one. And the sun has fought a little bit to try to warm things up a tad out there as well.
Ken Twaits, Franklin Road Apparel now third. So does Ken Sutherland with a 127. Man, I was off by 10 seconds. A 127.358. There's Ken Sutherland in that Mopar. Kahlberg Racing.
Of course, you go another hour or two from now, then and that fog will be rolling back in off the Pacific. We'll start all over again.
Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Ken Sutherland, beautiful car, beautiful mustache. He's got it all hooked up right now. And that car, it truly does just fall down the corkscrew. You just have to just sit there and wait. You can't see over the hood for a second. You watch the front end drop, you feel the grip, and you can get back on it.
There's a big hood to look out over on those Challengers too, isn't there?
Great shots here. Our camera operators, Live Race Media. So Ken Sutherland. Now, Race Monitor is showing a 126.7. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. Just making sure we try to be correct. There's Jim Guthrie. The big three are with us in TA Cup. We've got Ford, Chevy, and Dodge. And I've heard rumors of a Toyota joining us later in the season in TA Cup. Chris Evans and Jefferson Racing are the only manufacturers of the TA Cup cars. So Jim Guthrie currently second. There's Michelle Nagai. Michelle Nagai was really fast.
You see
At
that
Sonoma.
sun really lightening things up out there. Getting brighter for sure.
So we've got a 126 with Ken Sutherland, followed by Jim Guthrie, a 127.6. And Ken Thwaites right behind him with a 127.9. Cole Moore, a 127.913. So 0.05 of a second behind Thwaites. Derek Thorne, a 128.474. And then Schwing Shin in the XGT Lamborghini. The Oralix, a hi-fi, very high-end hi-fi stereo audio equipment. There it is. And that team has, I don't think they've slept since the second day we were at Sonoma, getting that thing back up and running. So some good hustle from that team. There's the builder of the TA Cup cars along with Jefferson Racing. Central Welding Supply of Chris Evans. Have you gotten to speak to him yet?
No, I have not.
He's a great guy. You'll enjoy speaking to him. He's from Portland, but you're going to think you're talking to one of the guys from the NASCAR days of when they were maybe peddling illegal things.
Ah,
Just kind of seems like he comes from that era. I'm not saying he's that old. Just seems like he's just kind of one of those guys. Has that kind of Junior Johnson personality about him.
okay.
Chris Coffey and the Maserati, followed by a Lamborghini. And it looks like Schwinn is trying to put some heat into the tires going up the hill.
He was back and forth there a little bit, wasn't he?
Yeah. Unfortunately, that Maserati does not go 185. The Chill Out Traffic Graphics, that is our GT class winner from last season. All the way from the Dallas, Texas area with Harwood Auto Italia. I do love that Maserati Trident badge. Don't you like that?
It is a good look. Is that your favorite?
In this group, I don't know. I like that Porsche Cup car of Coos.
I mean, of the badges.
Of the badges. I don't know. I like the 80s and 90s Jaguars when it was a Jaguar. And then what do they call the Rolls-Royce? The
Flying Lady.
Yes, I like that one.
Yeah, that's going to be beautiful.
So there's Coos. This is his third weekend with us in the series. Running SGT. So we have 3 SGTs, but he and Revac are Western, and Revac doesn't look like, I haven't seen his car out there yet. Oh, we have a new leader. Cole Moore, a 125.233. Ken Sutherland about 2.5 of a second behind Cole Moore. It's heating up, and I don't remember drivers putting this many laps on their tires for qualifying, but I think it just might be the temperatures are low enough that they feel like it's not going to degrade that much.
Yeah.
So we're kind of winding down the Trans Am TA Cup, XGT, SGT, and GT. Up next, we have SVRA Group 8, which will be a lot of fun. And we have a guest expert joining us in that group. But man, Laguna Seca, it's looking good, Ralph.
Yeah, there's that sun popping out now, Ben. Front straightaway is looking pretty sharp. Car's looking great in that bright sunlight.
Which we're winding down. The checkered flag is going to come out in about 10 seconds, and everybody has to finish their lap. Colin Cohen, the other Maserati. Colin Cohen, always one of my favorite people in the paddock. Always has a smile on his face, just has a fun time.
Well, if you're racing a Maserati, you'd be smiling too.
Yeah.
Right? Checker flag is out. That's the end of the session.
I've seen him in a Ferrari, and I've seen him in a Maserati. So he likes the Italian cars. So it's Cole Moore, unofficially with a 125.233, followed by Ken Sutherland, just 2.5 tenths of a second behind him. Then Derek Thorne with a 125.8. Jim Guthrie, a 126.5. And then our XGT, Xuan Shen, in a 126.6. So the Lamborghini mixing it up with the Cup cars. Then Ken Twaits, Michelle Nagai, Josh Carlson, Chris Coffey, Chris Evans, JD Coos, John Moore, Colin Cohen, and then Rudy Revac, who did not come out for qualifying. Look at this. Is prime American real estate you're looking at here, ladies and gentlemen, and we put a racetrack right in the middle of it.
There's a look at the results as Ben has just read them off to you. We were down in Carmel last night walking around Bend, and you have all the little real estate shops off of Ocean Ave, and you have the pictures of the houses and the windows with the prices. About 1,800 square feet for $3.5 million.
But when that's your fourth home, and you know it's justifiable, I guess.
Yeah, right. I guess house number 4.
Yeah.
All right. Group 8 now getting ready. Ben's getting excited. We got Datsun 510s right around the corner. You're not gonna want to miss any of this. So stay with us here.
How good is this? Look at this view from Losowski.
It brings all my fans, it brings the audience into the car with me.
Speed turn 140-mile-an-hour entry speeds.
The quickest and most efficient way for me to get information to my drivers is from using the V-Box HD2 system.
Said.
One of the ways you overtake here at Sebring is really good in the braking zones, like this one right here.
Both go around. There's the green. We are back and at it. Watch this. Oh, Lagan, Miller, Lagan.
Architecture is about everything. We change the environment. We are changing how people live in the environment today. So we basically put our fingerprint on the future of what the United States looks like. My overall business philosophy is that I'm engaged with my company from top to bottom. And I think the racing world and helping out the next generation and younger drivers is a passion of mine, and it's getting stronger and stronger every year. With that, that's why I want to be involved.
All right, well, the Mission Foods Laguna Seca Speed Tour. This is our Group 8. I have a special guest that we're going to introduce here, a guest expert on this race, the
There's
president.
Somebody that actually knows more about this category than you.
Yeah, she knows way more. Ashley Ermish, the president of the Hoosier Tire 2.5 Challenge. Her husband is out there racing in the 38, just about to go under the tire rack bridge. But I'm going to run through the grid, and then we'll introduce. So I have the legend Ralph Shaheen to my right, Ashley Ermish to my left. But out front, Brian O'Shaughnessy really showed us something in earlier today's group, 1969 BMW 2002. Tim Probert is in Penny, the Datsun 510. Ara Malkassian in the 72 510. Richard Stewart Milne in a 1970 510 that was Rob Dyson's. Rob Bellevue is out there in the 8CP Datsun 240Z. Tony Delane, 2002. Jeff Mosing in a Datsun 510. Jim Frula, Datsun 510. Josh Moriarty in a beautiful Datsun 510. Daniel Wu, the legend himself, 1970 Datsun 510. Ryan Clark, 71 510. Dave Hartle in a 240Z. Patrick MG in a Datsun 510. Daniel Caggiano, all the way from Argentina, Datsun 510, with my favorite numbers. Bill Skillman, Porsche 911. Ken Blasco, 2002. Kevin Chaha, Datsun 510. Doug Warnicki in a Porsche 914. Richard Grabowski in a Porsche 911. Edmund Germain in a 2002. Oliver Sermet in a 240Z. Troy Ermish, 510. John Murray, 2002. Kevin Kaufman in a 510. Ross Merrill, Thomas Merrill's father, 911S. David Graziano, 510. Wayne Baker, Chuck Christensen, Paul Gaudio, Anthony Rodino, and John Westberg. I had to speed it up there, Ralph, because they're about to come in and take the checker flag. And just like we like to see it, BMW and Datsun up front. Some beautiful cars.
Coming through the final corner at Summit Racing Equipment, turn number 11, up onto the front straightaway, looking for the green flag here, and this one's going to be underway. There's the green flag. We are racing towards Mission Foods, turn number 2.
Oh, we're already getting spicy.
Look at this. Oh, big group going into Mission Foods turn 2. Tim Probert on the outside. Ara in that bright green car. But O'Shaughnessy getting away pretty clean. And Mosing right behind Probert. And Tony Delane right behind Mosing with Moriarty in that number 7 car. Rob Bellevue in that first outside of the B Sedan Challenge.
Well, they got pretty aggressive down there in the Andretti hairpin, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So Ashley is the president of the Hoosier Tire 2.5 Challenge, one of the best racing championships in vintage racing. A lot of your drivers up front. What are you seeing, Ashley?
Well, we've got a lot going on. We have Tim, we've got Ara, we've got Jeff Mosing. Can't definitely discount any of the BMW drivers. We got Tony Delane. So it's going to be pretty interesting once we get to the end of this race.
Yeah, these drivers, you're very good friends. It's all about the social. I've been to some of your raffles.
Yeah.
You guys have so much fun, and these are very close friends, but very tough competitors.
Yeah, a lot of competitiveness, and I think, too, it's really nice because it's not just about the podium in this series. It's about having that camaraderie off the track and getting together and also being able to walk away with, you know, the cool raffle prizes. It just makes everybody feel involved.
So Ara right behind O'Shaughnessy, but the story that I'm seeing was Daniel Wu, Troy Ermish, and Frula. So Troy Ermish and Frula, two of the biggest preparers in this class, are head-to-head right now. And O'Shaughnessy coming to take it with Ara Malkassian right behind. You guys prepare that car, is that correct? Yeah. But just like any group, Group 8, there are 31 cars took the green flag, and there's all kinds of different groups out there running. It is pack racing, so we're kind of seeing the mid-pack, some beautiful cars out there. Wayne Baker in that blue and orange 911S, absolutely stunning.
It's like watching artwork go around the track.
Yeah. Ross Merrill in that 33 orange 911. The 54 orange 911 is Chuck Christensen. That's kind of a yellowish. Troy Ermish making a pass at Cube 3 here. Ermish, don't count him out, Ralph. He is a fantastic driver. Started from mid to backpack and moving his way through.
I don't think you can ever count him out in this category, can you?
No.
There's my favorite, Ashley. I'm just going to tell you right now. Ross, no, the number 33
That's
there.
Kevin Kaufman.
Kevin Kaufman. That's my favorite.